Alright, what's going on, everybody? Sports Expert 101 here, or you can call me Sports Expert, as I am creating a new YouTube series, and it's about NFL football, as I make my case for every NFL team on how and how they will make the Super Bowl. So, I'm going to start off with the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of people are predicting them to get the first overall pick. I believe it is possible. I do. I actually don't think they're the worst team in the NFL. I actually think the Carolina Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. That's just my opinion, but take it as you want. So we're gonna start off with the Jacksonville Jaguars, though. So this should be interesting, though. As if you haven't, please subscribe and turn on post notifications and like the video and comment down below. As I will also put my links in the description for Discord and the where you can donate, but you don't have to donate. So, but I'd really appreciate if you would, but definitely not required at all. But let's get started, guys, as this will be my first episode of case on how of the NFL team's case on how they could make the Super Bowl. So, let's go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, here's an overview of them. As last year, they signed Nick Foles to the 4-year, $88 million deal in free agency. You know how that worked out? Crap. Did not work out at all. And now he's not even on the team anymore. He actually went from a $22 million salary to an $8 million salary to the Chicago Bears. But now we're going to look at this. As their head coach is Doug Marrone still, as they did not fire him last year. General manager is still David Caldwell. He wasn't expected to be fired. Owner is Shahid Khan, as you know. So, and they play at TIAA Bank Field. And okay, last year they went 6-10 and were fourth in the AFC South. Can they improve? Yes, any team can improve. You don't know what you can expect in the NFL. You didn't expect the Jaguars to be amazing in 2017, did you? When they reached the AFC Championship game? No. So let's see what they got right now. Quarterback Gardner Minshew. He played pretty well last year. A lot of people don't know this stat, but Gardner Minshew is the only rookie quarterback ever to throw for 20 plus touchdowns and less than double digit interceptions. Now that is something else. As yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars went from 3-13 to the AFC Championship game. Nobody expected them to be any good. But look, here's why I think they could be good and make the Super Bowl. I believe they have an advantage between some teams with their coaching staff coming back, like most teams, but it's still an advantage against a few teams. General manager returning, same owner, same quarterback, and they may have improved this offseason at positions. They did trade Calais Campbell to the Ravens, but they added a rookie standout in K'Lavon Chaisson, So yeah, a lot of people don't look at K'Lavon Chaisson, but a lot of people do. He's going to be a stud in this league. He was one of my favorite players in the draft. He was my number 2 edge rusher behind Chase Young. I think he'll make an immediate impact for Jacksonville when he gets on the field. I don't know what the situation with Ngakoue is, but I believe Chaisson is going to have a major career in the NFL. So, yeah, so we'll go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The 2019 Jacksonville Jaguars went 6-10, fourth in the AFC South, did not qualify for the playoffs, and they had 3 Pro Bowlers last year. Defensive end Josh Allen, defensive end Calais Campbell, who's gone sadly for them, and wide receiver DJ Chark, who really blossomed in his second year after having a rough rookie season. So, and they had 1 All-Pro, which was kicker Josh Lambo on the second team. Okay, so we're going to look at the 2020 roster. So, looking at the 2020 roster, we're going to pull up the depth chart. As you know, they got rid of some pieces, but we're going to look. As the quarterback is Gardner Minshew, obviously. Then you have Josh Dobbs at backup. Then you'll have Leonard Fournette as the main running back if they don't trade him. I don't think they'll trade him just yet. So you have Minshew. Glennon could take over Dobbs as the backup, as they signed him, but I don't know. But you got Fournette. You have a few running backs you signed. You signed Tavion Feaster, former Miami Ohio running back. Not a bad move. I think it's similar to the Javon Leak move the Giants made. This is going to be a longer video, guys, but that's all right. As you got the Pro Bowl receiver stud in DJ Shark. You got Chris Conley, underrated receiver, in my opinion. You drafted Laviska Shenault in the second round with the 42nd pick, or 44th pick, I believe. It was one of those picks. Now, that was an amazing pick. I'm telling you. I like Shenault. Thought he was great in college. The only concern I have with him is injuries. If he can stay healthy, though, he will be a stud. If not, that's bad. That's bad for Jacksonville. But he definitely adds to the offense. And they also drafted Colin Johnson. You cannot forget about that. That was an amazing move. They have Keelan Cole and Terry Godwin for depth. That's amazing depth. If you don't really pay attention, former Georgia Bulldog Terry Godwin and Keelan Cole, you know what he did. They have C.J. Board. He has a stud in college. You got D.D. Westbrook. You can't forget about him. You cannot forget about the former Heisman finalist D.D. Westbrook. And look at the offensive line. Cam Robinson at left tackle. Okay, there has been speculation he could be benched, which is crazy for Will Richardson. He's actually a right guard right now in the depth chart, but, how about this? Because of injuries and what's going on with Cam Robinson, he could be benched. But he's played well without the injuries. He's played actually pretty dang well. So I wouldn't count on it. I think Cam Robinson will be the starting left tackle. You have Andrew Norwell. He struggled with, after getting a huge contract with the Jaguars. Definitely can improve, though, as he was one of the best guards in football with the Carolina Panthers. So you can't give up on him yet. There's no way you can give up on him yet. So there's two deep. The offensive line doesn't look bad so far. Brandon Linder. People say he's a top 10 center in the NFL. I don't know if I agree with that, but I know it's definitely an argument. You could definitely argue in my opinion, you could definitely argue, but I don't know. Then you have AJ Cann at right guard. Not the greatest option at right guard, but a lot of people like him, which is interesting. I'm not a huge fan of AJ Cann, but a lot of people really like him. But then you get to the right tackle. The second-year right tackle, Jawan Taylor. He was inconsistent at times, but he was very consistent at times. As he dealt with a little bit of injury, but he's going to be a very consistent player moving forward. I actually personally really like the O-line for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, they have other options too. They drafted Josh Oliver last year. I thought that was a great pick by them. And they signed Tyler Eifert. I love that pick. I love the pickup. If you can stay healthy, Pro Bowl tight end 1,000%. That's even another weapon for next year. And they signed Chris Thompson as well. Don't forget about that. They also have Raekwon Armstead, the former Temple running back. Another great option, as he actually played great last year towards the end of the year. You have Chris Thompson, another pass-catching back. I'm not going to lie, this Jacksonville offense is looking kind of nice. I mean, I'm going to say the Panthers, I say they're the worst team. I'll go over with their offense and defense. Next video, I'm actually going to do the Panthers, just because I'm going to go with the lowest expectation teams first. So my case for the Super Bowl, that's an offense that definitely could be explosive. They can definitely surprise people. Minshew has the weapons. He has the O-line, I believe. I believe he definitely could have a breakout season like Mahomes, as he definitely could just get even better. 20-plus touchdowns, less than double-digit interceptions. Come on. That definitely could be a Super Bowl offense. I know you have the COVID-19 pandemic situation where you can't really interact with the coaching staff, but they don't have a new coaching staff. They do have a couple new coaches in Jay Gruden and Ben McAdoo, but they're experienced head coaches. I'm not too worried about that. So I love those pickups for the Jaguars to help the offense on the coaching staff. So I think the Jaguars, and don't forget about O'Shaughnessy too. And Ben Barch. They drafted him too. I loved him coming out of college. He may be Division III. He may have concerns just because he was Division III, but I think he was a great draft pickup. So that's my take on the offense. And I believe that definitely could be a top 10 offense soon, and definitely an offense that could shock people and make it to the Super Bowl. So let's go with the defense. Okay, defensive line. Now, I'm loving this defensive line. I don't know about you, but I am loving this defensive line. As we got Josh Allen obviously starting. You got Avery Jones. He was on the Jacksonville defense a couple of years back when they went 10-6 and made it to the AFC Championship game. Definitely not a terrible option there. And they drafted a former Buckeye, see a Buckeye fan there. Devon Hamilton, great pickup. I think he's definitely going to make an impact in his rookie year. I don't know what you think, but I don't know. That could definitely possible. Taven Bryan on the depth chart as a starter. I don't know though. I don't know about that. As it says, Al Woods is behind it at the defensive end behind Josh Allen, but he definitely could fill that defensive tackle spot. But you have Rodney Gunter behind Taven Bryan. Taven Bryan just needs to improve a little bit. If he can, that's a great player for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But Gunter definitely has the capability to be a starter though. So, but then you have this is the biggest one of the biggest situations in football, and Yannick Ngagwe. He's one of the best pass rushers in football, arguably. Like he's crazy good. But will the Jacksonville Jaguars trade him? They put the franchise tag on him. He doesn't want to play in Jacksonville no longer. He doesn't want to sign a long-term deal in Jacksonville no longer. But here's the thing, guys. He may have to play one more year with the Jacksonville Jaguars just because of the lack of trade value they've gotten. And maybe he plays one more year in Jacksonville and boosts up his trade value. And if he does, you have a defensive line that consists of Ngakwe, Bryan, Jones, and Allen. Perfect bolster defensive line. And you have depth too there with Gunter, Hamilton, Woods, and Smoot. Nobody talks about Nobody talks about them. They got some Cassius Marsh, another nice pickup. I'm telling you, this defensive line has the potential to be lethal if the defensive tackles like Taven Bryan can improve. Then we'll go to linebacker. Miles Jack stays on the team. He was part of the Jacksonville defense. Same with Ngakwe. Then, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, right? Got my Myles Garrett jersey. You have Joe Schobert as the other linebacker. I thought that was a nice pickup. I think he may be a little overrated as a Browns fan, but you're paying him $10 million. You're not paying him a ton. You're paying him the same as Blake Martinez. Blake Martinez isn't very good, though. But then you have Quincy Williams, the brother of Quinnen Williams, behind him. He played pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he played pretty well when he was out there. And then you got Shaquille Quarterman, the Quarterman. I really like him. Thought he had a great combine. Thought he was a beast coming out of college. Has the speed to definitely be a nice linebacker in the NFL and a great speed rusher. So I really like those pickups. As they don't have a ton of depth at linebacker, but Dakota Allen definitely is some guy that is heard of by a lot of people around the NFL. But that's what we got at linebacker. As here we go with Caleb Von Chase, and I talked about him earlier. You have a couple more linebacker positions here, but I think he definitely will be an edge rusher soon. He'll definitely be coming off the edge at times. Same with Rashad, but then you don't have a ton of depth there, but then you sign Aaron Lynch. Love the pickup. I think he's underrated as heck, so I really like that pickup for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, but then you have let's go to the secondary. You have Rashawn Melvin, underrated corner. I don't know what argument you want to make with me, but I think he's one of the more underrated corners in football. Then you have Trey Herndon. A lot of people like him, a lot of people don't like him. I think I'm iffy on him. He definitely will get blown out in coverage at times, but can be consistent on a weekly basis at times. So I'm not gonna complain about that. Then you don't have a ton of depth there. I don't think I need to go over that. As you have Ronnie Harrison. A lot of people love this kid. I love him. I think he's a great player. I think he's a stud. I don't know if you agree with me, but I think he's a stud. So, as he's just all over the field, Ronnie Harrison, former Alabama Crimson Tide safety. As you got Doug Middleton and Daniel Thomas, you drafted out of Auburn in the 5th round safety. Not high on him, but getting depth for the safety position is always needed. So, not terrible. As you have Jared Wilson playing the free safety, as Ronnie Harrison's a strong safety. You're not expecting a lot from Jared Wilson. Definitely can ball out a little bit, but you're not expecting a lot. Then you don't have a ton of depth here. So you have but J.R. Reed they signed, undrafted free agent. Now that's a great signing. Everybody. I don't care what you say. I think that's a great signing. Undrafted free agent signing. And they did another great undrafted free agent signing we'll go after. J.R. Reed was 3rd for the Jim Thorpe Award. And he went undrafted. He's talented, guys. He really is. So, It's not just that, but we have more. We have more. They got, they still have DJ Hayden on that defense. I thought he played great corner for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's definitely the type of corner that can give leadership and a Super Bowl. Why not? As you have Perryson, then you have Josiah Scott. One of my favorite corners in secondary, or players in the secondary in the draft. I wanted the Browns to actually take the guy. I'm a huge Browns fan. I wanted to take him. Josiah Scott, Michigan State corner, a massively underrated guys. So yeah. But then you got Luke Barco, the other undrafted free agent I was going to talk about. Led the nation in picks. He's all over the field for San Diego State. He was all over the field. Same with Jared, and they both went undrafted. Two great pickups for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I fully expect both of them to make the team, and I fully expect them to compete for at least second string spots, maybe even starting jobs if they play amazingly amazing. I think they're great pickups, guys. And then you go to the corner, a regular corner. We got one more position on the corner. You draft C.J. Henderson. I think he's the best cover corner in the draft. But I still believe Jeff Okudah is the best all-round corner in the draft. Buckeye fan there. Then you don't have a lot going on with depth, though. That's the problem there. At corner, you don't have a lot of depth at corner. You don't. But, I mean, I like the safeties. I like the safeties. So here's why I believe that the defense will help them get to a Super Bowl, because they have depth everywhere, mostly. They have the experience. They have the young talent. Here's why I say the young talent, because there's no old guys going out there just regressing. They're going to progress throughout their career. Definitely love that. Definitely going to be motivated to play, and definitely motivated to try to win a Super Bowl, and even a rebuild. So this could definitely be a Super Bowl winning defense, and that's my case for the defense to potentially make a Super Bowl run this year. Here's goes special teams. We're gonna look at punter Logan Cook. Not much to talk about with special teams. A little bit inconsistent punting, but But then you got one of the best kickers in Josh Lambo, second team All Pro. Not much to say about that. Then you got long snapper Matt Orzech. Not much to talk about long snappers except even one of the more relevant ones. Then you got D.D. Westbrook playing the punt returner and the kick returner. Great fit there. Speedy guy, former Heisman finalist, third in the Heisman voting, like I said a few years back. So yeah, and that is and they have a nice coach special teams, defensive coach, and they got nice offensive coaches. So I'm telling you guys, and that special team definitely could be explosive, and that's why I believe they can fool defenses to make their way to the Super Bowl. Why not? So that's my case for the Jaguars to make the Super Bowl. I think this team has a lot of young talent, which will progress. They have experience. They have everything. They don't have players that will regress at all. No. So, and then they have the depth. They have more depth than people think. They do. I don't think they're the worst team in football. No way in heck. No way. I think they're definitely have a lot of depth there in that team. So I really think this team could definitely make a Super Bowl run. And I believe this is why I believe there's a chance they could win the Super Bowl this year. So Sports Expert 101, your sports expert. I really appreciate you guys tuning in this video. Like I said, my links are going to be in the description for my donation link. You don't have to donate, but I'd be amazing. I'd really appreciate that. Then I have my Discord link if you want to join that, so I'd really appreciate that. So that's going to wrap up this video. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I hope to come out with the next video, as I'm going to cover the Panthers video tomorrow. So I really appreciate you guys hopefully tuning into that, as this is going to be a premiere, as all videos are probably going to be premieres, just because all these type of videos, at least, just because they're cool videos. And I just wanted to share these with you guys for the NFL season, if we do have a season. Confidence is going down a little bit, but I think there's definitely a way they could find. I think Roger Goodell just doesn't really care about the guidelines as much as most people do. So, but yeah, it's going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. And I can't wait for the Panthers video tomorrow to come out. So I really appreciate you guys being here and subbing, turning on post notifications, liking the video and commenting. So, like I said, my links are in the description below, and I really appreciate you guys being here. As I'm out, guys. Peace.